Hello friends, welcome back. Today's video is a tour of our deer fence. This is from looking from the front yard at it. As I mentioned in some of our other videos, we fenced in our entire backyard, so we're just going to take a walk around, kind of show you the gardens. Gotta oil that hinge. But here's our deer fence. So basically, we're just going to take a walk around the entire perimeter here. We fenced in most of the orchard as much as was practical with utility lines and so forth. So this tree is kind of right against the fence. But this is toward the front yard. Well, that's toward the front yard there. That's a 9-foot gate, so I can drive the trailer through there, big equipment and so forth. And then we have the gate that I walk through, which is just like a 4-foot typical gate. So here's our, this fence was in a lot of our other videos you probably saw, but this was the first piece we built. We sort of built it in different pieces. One thing you know if you've done this project yourself, or if you've hired someone to do it especially, it's an expensive project. But it is definitely worth it. It's actually one of the things that we enjoy the most that we've done in terms of landscaping, because not only does it keep the deer out, which was the primary purpose, and it's done a good job of that. We haven't had a single deer, but it also gives you privacy, it just adds a lot of value to your property as well. I jogged it in there due to some things that were planted along the edge of the property line there. So, but as you can see, when you build a fence, one of the things that kind of gives you is now a space that you can put things against it. And so we basically made one continuous garden bed around the entire thing. We had a lot of forsythias to relocate, so we stuck them there. Here's our pawpaw patch. It's happy back here in the sunshine. But these forsythias were originally along the back when we put them there at first, thinking they would make a fence, but they just weren't getting the job done. Here's a baby red maple tree we got for free at the Pawpaw Festival. They were giving them little tiny seedlings away there of different trees, so it's kind of fun. There's another gate to the neighbor's yard. Some lilacs here. But what's cool about having a fence like that is that as I mentioned, you not only get the privacy, you get the deer protection, but you also just get a backdrop for a lot of your gardens, because in terms of a landscaping design, things really pop against the wooden fence, so flowers, trees, they just, because there's that backdrop, they just really show up in a really nice way. So if you're designing a landscape, it gives you a nice canvas to work with. Here's our back garden. This is all perennial stuff here. Everything in here is a perennial. And then there's fruit trees that were planted in there too. So those I'm just going to let go and get as big as they want. I'm not going to prune them or prune them back or anything. Here's some lilies. In the back there is just some sod that we're letting break down. And then here is our new section of the fence this year. Another new section, I should say, going along the side. This was all done in February, so I think I mentioned in that video of digging in February, it's actually the best time of year to dig where we are, because right now in August the ground is like digging into concrete. I mean, even just the other day I was moving some hostas around, and it's like you're digging in a sidewalk just in our yard. So in February the ground's nice and soft, it's not wet, it's not frozen because it's under so much snow. You just have to be careful setting your concrete, obviously, when it's cold out. But I waited for some warm days in March and set all the poles, and they're absolutely perfect. On the topic of deer, they can easily jump a 6-foot fence, but that's what this is, a 6-foot fence. But if it's solid like this, they tend not to want to jump over it if they cannot see where they're going to land, because think about that. They don't know where they're going to land or what's on the other side of this. So we used to have deer in our yard every single day, 4, 5, 6 deer every night on our security cameras. Since we fenced in our yard, we haven't had a single one since May, and it's August now, so it's certainly effective for them. So thank you for watching, and we hope to see you again soon for more updates from the garden.